Okay, so in this example, we're going to be solving inequalities, and in particular, we're going to be solving conjunctions, right? So this inequality here is a conjunction, meaning it uses and as a separator. All right, so we'll do a couple of examples here. So here's our first one. Again, it's an inequality, and it is a conjunction. So in order to do this, notice that I do have two inequality signs. So it's fairly simple. I'm just going to solve for x, and in order to do that, I need to get rid of 6. So I'm going to subtract 6. Now, I'm going to do this on both sides of my inequality signs. So I'm going to do it here as well as here. All right, and then we're just going to proceed as normal. So this will cancel. 9 minus 6 is 3. Bring down your inequality. Here we have 2x. Bring down your inequality. And then here we're going to get 15. Okay, so at this point, we want to divide now by 2. So we divide by 2. And again, we're going to do this on both sides of our inequality signs. So we're going to do it here and here. All right, so you can leave it as a fraction. We can just say 3 over 2, right? And then we have x, and then we have 15 over 2. So what we want to do here is go ahead and graph this now on a number line. So let's go ahead and create a number line so we can graph it. So just doing that out. So again, here's the 0. Now we said that 3 over 2 is 1.5, right? 15 over 2 is going to be 7.5. Okay, notice our inequality, it's not equal to on either of them, so we're going to use an open circle. And again, we're saying that x has to be greater than 1.5 and also has to be less than 7.5. So we're going to be shading in between here like this. All right, so here it is solved and here it is graphed on a number line. Okay, let's try another example. Okay, so here's our next example. So again, we're dealing with an inequality and it is a conjunction. So we're going to go through the same steps as our last example. So our first step, we're going to subtract 4. And we're going to do that on both sides of our inequality signs. So here as well as here. Okay, and when we do that, this will cancel. Here we get 10. Bring down your inequality. Here we get negative y. Again, bring down your inequality. And here we're going to get negative 34. Okay, now here's our next step. We can't leave it as a negative, so we're going to have to divide by negative 1. So in order to do that, we divide by negative 1. Now remember your rule. When you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, you need to flip the inequality. Okay? So in this case, our inequalities are going to get flipped. Right? So this is going to flip and this is going to flip. So doing this out, we're going to get negative 10. Flip the inequality. Okay, here we get y. Flip the inequality. And this is going to give us positive 34. Okay, so in this case, y has to be greater than or equal to negative 10, and it also has to be less than or equal to 34. Now we can go ahead and graph this on a number line. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll just say that this is 0, this is negative 10, and here we have positive 34. So look at your inequalities. They are equal to, so we're going to use a closed circle on both negative 10 and 34. And so again, y, or all numbers, right, has to be greater than or equal to negative 10 and less than or equal to 34. So we're shading in between here, right? So that's going to be all our solutions, which we just shaded. All right, so that's solving inequalities and in particular conjunctions. And that is it.